Everything and anything is going to hit you hard in life. It's not if, it is when. And you must be prepared mentally, physically, and financially. I want to talk to you today about how you can be prepared financially. If I were to explain to you all the different challenges that come against not just me, but our company, which consists of our staff members, it consists of our sales reps, it consists of our clients. If I were to mention the names of the entities that come at us in a way that could absolutely harm our business, I would probably get sued. Not because what I'm saying is wrong or not because what I'm saying is a lie, but just because of the reputational damage that it could cause. Now, these people behind the businesses, they operate in this fashion because that is how they see business. They see it like warfare, so to speak, or some kind of battleground. And I'm not knocking it in a bad way because what people do is what they do. I can't control that. You can't control that. Some people think in terms of scarcity, like I have to ravage you. I have to take as many resources as I can from you in order for me to win. Some people say, hey, I'm a better business person than you. I'm much smarter than you if they can get over on you. I remember hearing, I think it was a radio interview or some kind of interview where Kiyosaki was being interviewed, the guy from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he was talking about how he was communicating with a banker at the time, and the banker was so smart that he couldn't get over on him. And I was like saying to myself, I mean, he was really bragging about how this guy was so smart and implying that if he wasn't smart, he would have been able to get over on this guy. And to me, I'm like, why? I wouldn't go to bed feeling super good about myself, knowing that I got over on somebody just because of what they didn't know, or just because I'm more smarter than them. I know a few more things than they do. But some people operate like that. You can't control what they do, but you can control how you respond. And how you respond has a lot to do with sometimes being prepared about it. There's all kinds of blind spots that I'm not aware of. There's tons of things that I just don't know. I don't have all the time in the world to read about all the different things that could happen. There's no way that you and I can know everything that's going to happen before it happens. So the best thing to do is to be prepared, and you deal with whatever happens that comes at you. You're going to have financial crises that happen. You're going to have bills come in that happen. You're going to have illnesses, things that happen in your family. As of right now, I'm in this home here, and if the AC went out, that would be immediately sometimes $6,000 to $40,000 to repair because we have 2 units. Things like that happen. Are you prepared for it? Or are you going to sit in a home in Florida and just cook to death and let mold get in the house and destroy the house? Absolutely not. You don't want to do that. You're going to have to take out a loan. You're going to have to do something right away. And when you're in business, things happen in your life that also affect your business. And things happen in business that can also affect you in your personal life. So one of the things that you can do is you can build up recurring income so that when things do happen, not if, when things do happen, you have a safety net to fall back on. I was talking with a young man just yesterday who reached out to me who I hadn't heard from in a very long time. And he said that he has 2 children now and baby mama's giving him hell. And he's considering going into the army, to the military. I'm like, dude, right now at this moment, with our current political situation and the leaders that we have in government, they're rubbing everybody the wrong way. Do you really want to go into the military? He was kind of complaining about child support. And I'm saying to myself, well, I told him, well, if you're unhappy with child support now, when you go into the military, you can forget it. And I'm giving him the option of building up recurring income. And there is a level of investment that you have to do for yourself and for your family. And he was kind of like on the fence about it. And I'm like saying to myself, super duper upfront about it. This is not just for you. This is for your family. You have 2 children. You have a ton of things going on and you must be prepared for it. So he can sit there and wait for 3 or 4 more months and just let whatever happens happen. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have any income coming in. He has a little bit of savings and that is going to be extinguished soon. And when that runs out, child support is still going to be there. Your rent is still going to be there. Your light bills, electricity bills, whatever other bills you have, they will still be there. Your car note, everything will still be there. And if he waits, then he's going to wake up and he's going to be in a very, very bad situation. Or he can start today building recurring income, using the methods and the processes, taking 1 hour a day, 4 hours a day, and communicating with people who could be potential clients. You can physically go to locations if you want to get out the house and get some fresh air. You can sit at your house and do the same thing. Sometimes I think it's good to get out the house. Sometimes when we sit in the house all day long, breathing the same still air, we don't have any windows up, we get sick, especially if it's cold. in the city where you live, you get sick, you get a little depressed too. It gets dark around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So get out the house, talk to some people, communicate with some people. You don't have to try to oversell everybody. You don't have to sell everybody. Simple communication. What's going on? How's the business going? What issues are you having? What challenges are you having? And you listen intently, and then you try to resolve them. And you're not an attorney, but that's what attorneys do. They listen to your problems and they say, I have a possible solution. And they can never guarantee you that they can resolve the solution, but they will always take your money. Always. So in this case, you can listen to a problem and you can actually resolve it, which is better than what an attorney can do, who's pretty much just rolling the dice, hoping that the numbers land in your favor. And in some cases, I don't even think they want the numbers to land in your favor because they get paid regardless. The attorneys always win. It's so true. So make sure you're doing something to prepare yourself for a rainy day. You're going to have other businesses and people that in their mind, they think business is exploiting you. They think business is taking advantage of you because then if you're down, they can come and kick you down a little bit more. Or if you're down, they can then take all of your resources from you. Some people literally will watch for you to fail so that they can take advantage of you. That's how some people operate in business. And so you have to be prepared for that. They're hoping that something happens where you can't afford to pay some of your bills. Like think about people who buy real estate. Unfortunately, they're riding around in different neighborhoods and looking for foreclosures, looking for people who have failed, who can't afford to pay their bills. And they come in and they swoop up on the opportunity. Now, does that make them bad people? No, that's just what it is. And then some people in business will actually do things to make it much harder for you because in the contracts, there could be triggers and things that happen because you couldn't do this, then that happens. And it's people sit in rooms and plan on how we can influence or create the environment for a certain company to fail. That company fails and it's like a domino effect of a ton of other things happen. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want that extra stress. Been there, done that. Actually, I'm going to probably walk you through how that looks in real time so that it doesn't happen to you, so that you can avoid it, so that when you have to get legal representation, you don't get taken advantage of again. I've had situations where I've hired attorneys and they filed in the wrong state. They filed incorrectly. I don't know if they did it intentionally, yet they still want to get paid. They came after me, as a matter of fact, in order to get paid again, even though what they did is clearly wrong, but because of a time limit, there wasn't anything that I could do about it. And I'm going to explain to you how that looks and how that process works so that you can avoid that, whether it be in your personal life or in your business life. But for today, I want you to begin doing something to build recurring income coming in that you make one time that pays you again and again and again, so that you can take your foot off the gas. You can't just, go 120 miles per hour all day long. You can't work 18 hours a day, every day. Like, you have to live. You don't want to burn out. You don't want to get sick, because when you do, nothing else matters. Work on building recurring income through payment processing. There is a system available that can walk you through it. You don't have to go through Stripe and all their different white label programs. You don't have to go through a middleman who goes to a middleman who goes to a middleman. You can go direct, and you can build recurring income for you, your family, and even your business.